Let's have a look. Alright. Yeah, I was playing -7. Don't worry about that. I need a restreamer. It looks like they're both online. Yep. Yep. Oh, I need to change the title to 3. Update all. Yep, 3 and 3. Hey Hyper, what's up? Let's get the chats. Yep, chat's coming through. Let me just get all the URL so I can ping the Discord. Do know what you're saying. Let me just go live streams. Oh, what? Live to that link. There we go. Alright. I need a hacking plan too, forgot about that. Alright. We're waiting for people again, I'm just gonna start terraforming. Because I do want to get a lot of this out the way. Why's that in there? Oh shit. That up there. Yeah. Yeah, while people joining and setting up and all that, I'll just start terraforming again. Right, yeah, so I think what I said yesterday, we need to do the inventory system, we need to finish that. Start maybe doing them. Where's that inventory? Oh, there it is. Inventory and hotbar. Yeah, I realized that yesterday. And also need to find the music that don't have cuss words in it. I'm like, oh wait, yeah, this guy's, yeah, he's got a kid and they're learning together. Actually, let me go back and do it with this one. I was going to make it high enough so I can't actually jump on top of it. And I need to recolor the materials, or terrain materials. I don't know how long this stream will last either, because I'm playing a game with my brother and his friends, because apparently it's super scary, so I want to play with them and have a look. So we'll see how long we can get through the stream. I might end up streaming it later. Hey Dobbs. Yeah, so I might end up streaming later after I finish playing with them, but I'll stream for now and up till the point where I go play with them. And then I can put like stream 3.5 for the second half of the stream. Wait, is today Saturday or Sunday? Oh, Sunday. Oh, work tomorrow. At my granddad's house. How high do I want this? Yeah, a little bit. That should be alright. Hell yeah. You go fast as fuck with the train. Oh, I saw her again. Yeah, it's Saturday, yeah. Well, time zone for me is Australia, so it's Sunday. Oh my god, I have to practice not swearing. This is gonna be interesting. Oh, get rid of plane lock. That's too strong. So pretty much I just want to flatten the edge, just so it prevents them from climbing it. Make it cave in a little bit like that. Maybe make some straights. Well, if I don't know if you can see it, Camille, in Twitch chat, but Hyper was like, try not to cast so kids can watch the video. Or watch the stream videos or any of the tutorials. Actually, did I cast in any of the tutorials? I don't remember. I probably did. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, okay, I thought it was like... I'll cost everywhere. Let me subtract that with a plane lock. Is that? Oh, yeah, there's forest. Mark there. Yeah, so apparently all his friends are eating and all that right now, so I don't know how long it'll be before I go, but we'll just see how far we can get. I hopefully can get the train done though, so later I can do straight scripting rather than doing more terrain in the second stream. And then for those that can't make it, you can just watch the playback. Or watch the recorded video on YouTube. What's your goal for this game? Seed ups. Oh yeah, I see. Yeah. What's the goal for the game? So basically, the idea of this series for this game is create an RPG game as a resource for you to learn on how to make one. So, I am doing full stack, and I'm doing pretty much everything except modeling assets from scratch, since I actually don't know how to model that well. I'll be doing all the animations. Everything's open source, so every time I finish the stream, I put the game link in the chat, so that way I can publish the game and all the updates or everything we just did is there. And yeah. So it's pretty much just an open source, work on it on stream, game for you to learn. And we're doing like leveling systems, we're doing attributes, we've got skills, magic, we're going to do mounts. So that means like keybinds and all that. Oh shit. Keybinds and all that we're going to set up. And yeah. Actually, shit's not too bad of a word. I use shit rather than the F word. Because like, it won't be like 8-year-olds trying to learn a script, hopefully. It would be like 13-year-olds, rather. It's not that bad compared to the F word. Come on. Wait, it is? In the US? What? You guys must be softies then. Okay. Alright, let's do another raised region. I can't remember who said it, but they said Pog open source train in chat last stream, so free train if you want it. Oh, that's a shape I do not want. Okay. Let me just. Oh, there we go. Actually, I can do I'm gonna do it around there. Hey, Pancake. Oh, I haven't seen you for a while. Gee, where have you been? Let's paint over here. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the rock being on the outside and grass being inside. I have to see how I feel about it, but for the moment it looks alright. Looks like a what? A gaming slumber. Okay, yeah. I can agree with that. I ended up I think it was for a whole week. I just didn't script at all when I was just playing games. Actually, no, I think it was 2 weeks. I just needed like a break. But once uni comes around, I'm gonna have zero time for anything, so that's gonna be great. So I'm learning Mandarin while doing 3 other units for cybersecurity. Go test for the new Make a Cake update. Oh yeah. I don't know. Is that the game you're working on, or? Yeah, okay, yeah. That super old game. You got caught up on World 02. Actually, I just haven't played it in a really long time. I recorded myself, I grinded the whole game, and I recorded everything, and I lost the recordings. I was so angry. It was like 19 hours or something in total. I got pretty unlucky, so that was actually surprisingly quick on how lucky I got. Yeah, DM it. I'll have a look. I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about, though. It's like... make a cake and feed it to whatever. Oh, don't want to drag that. Let's just do this top section. What shall I get done train-wise? I'll probably do the spider den tomorrow. I might do a train only tomorrow because it's going to be really hot during the day. And I'm not going to have my brain functional. My brain's not going to be functional after work if it's really hot. And I've got sanding the whole day. Oh my god. Sanding and painting. Gotta fix up a chair for my granddad. Alright, let's go around here. I should DM my cousin on stream. I'll think about it. Oh, I'm going over the edge a bit. Right, there we go. So that's middle plateau. If that's the right word. Since the team on... wow, since 2015. Damn. That's pretty high. I can add trees and all that on here too, so... and then this one I just need to raise slightly. Let's go 5. Add the plane lock. To be honest, this should not be on the edge of a floating island. Now think about it. Oh well. Let's just cave this in a little bit. Oh, that's not meant to be there. Get rid of that. Yeah, okay, the music theme, I see. Oh my god, is that PFP? Make a cake. Oh, okay. I haven't seen that before. I remember the ones where you like gotta feed a cake or something, or feed snacks to whatever. But I haven't actually seen that game. Make a cake. No wait, no, yes I have. What am I talking about? I just don't remember that game at all. I'll just make sure that can't get up. Now obviously they're probably gonna exploit some of the skills to get up. Like for example, you can run in this wall and jump at the same time, it might fling you back. We'll have to have a look at that. So yeah, have a look at the exploits like that, but it should be too bad. Oh, that's needing to be filled. Let's bring that down. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay, yeah. No wonder why it seems familiar. I should say why that game type seems familiar. Because, I remember seeing, like, the make a cake one, but I didn't know if that was the one that you feed it to the noob or whatever. But now that it is, I do remember it. Yeah, oh, actually no, I don't remember that one. I remember the much simpler ones. Let me just eat more of my hamburger. Hmm. Hmm. Alright. So spider caves there. This is just be all jungle in here. Oh, that's all jungle back there. This is like the plains. Or I should put stumps everywhere maybe. And then that's jungle here. Actually, that should be... I think this should be empty. Yeah, I might actually keep this side empty. Maybe put a few plants around the... Oh wait, wrong one. Put a few plants around there. Oh, my restreamer website just fucking broke for some reason. And I swore again, that's great. Oh, it's all green. Why did that... Skip. On. Why did the website crash? What? Hold on, let me just read what you sent, Pancake. Yeah, music's off, it's like, yeah. Yeah, I got to speak in QA tester. It's been getting updates. Oh, you got to... Wait, you got to speak it. I got to speak. Yeah, okay, you're high. Twitch.tv. RBX. Spook_exe. Read the chat manually while this is breaking. Hey Joe, Jerson. Bro, that's your yeah. Okay, there we go. Now it's back up. Let me paint this back. Wait, is this what I think it is? I don't know if this is the right one, but we'll see. Let's get grass. Who did UI? I did UI, yeah. So everything but modeling related, I'm gonna be making. This UI is for my other game that I imported and just changed a few things, but I still need to create the menus. So that... Actually, I don't even know if I want the swap buttons now. I probably won't. No, I need the swap buttons. I'll keep them there. But I did make the UI, yes. That was for Supreme Beings, which is work in progress. I need to graze this one now. Oh, that's a very annoying vantage point. Maybe I should bring that back. I swear the lyrics for this song is... It's weird. Oh well. It's in the playlist somehow, so... Might be a recommended song. Oh, let's clear plane lock so I can get around the edges here. I'm just gonna decrease that. Work this. Jammer. Let's work around here. I want a little bit of an overhang. Around here. Let's fill that in. There we go. That's better. Now for this one, I'm gonna have split mounds on the top. That might look good. Let's go there. There we go. Actually, I might have 3. And I have a crack in the middle there. There we go. Let's do 7. Let's push this back in. I'm kind of excited for some of the harder systems to do. The magic system, I was sent some... Who was it? Camille. Camille sent me some VFX that somebody's done, and he wants me to do a magic system similar to it. So I might end up doing that. We'll have to get some particle images and all that. And then set up all the attachments, all the meshes we want. Let's reduce the size and get these bottom things. Let's smooth that. Oh, I just put it back. Oh well. Yeah, there we are. So some parts we can merge it like that, and other parts we'll just keep raised. This middle section can stay raised. This one. Actually, I'll put a section right there. Oops, missed that. Actually, this is high enough. Oh, this is large enough. Let's add one more mound on there. Another thing about this would be a very bad. You'd have a constant scan on this hill here, because you can just shoot this way and it's gonna go straight in. Toss a bunch of particles, the FX later, can have a look through. Yeah, that'd be nice. If you just send me like everything, I can just show it on the stream if you want. Just have a look through all the VFX you've seen and maybe pick a few out that we can design later. But yeah. Let's have a look, shall we? Let's we sort of grass all this. I reckon after this one I shall go back to scripting. And I want to at least try and get the inventory done before I get DM'd for games. And if I can get the inventory done, I'll start on the, let's say, intro GUI. I think would probably be the best thing. Because that dialogue and quest would take up its own stream. Oh, and I need to do colors too, so I might do that before I do the GUI. In game. Oh shit. Wait, did he message me already? Did it not come through? Oh shit. Hey, it might be in a minute actually that he's gonna DM me. Yeah, I'll just have to do the material colors and I'll have to stream later. Which is a rip for those that it's like 2 AM right now for them. Yeah. Wait, is this a... Oh, bad apple. Oh yeah. I thought there was Hitler in the song for a second, but it wasn't. I was like, damn, how'd this get allowed on Spotify? Actually, no, there's a lot of Hitler songs on there, I shouldn't say that. No, sometimes you just gotta chuck music on and do whatever you gotta do. What is this? Let me spread this out a bit. Let me put rock here. Put some grass around here. I'll actually include... Yeah, I'll put the link for it, since I think Pancake, I don't know if you were here last stream for it, but the game is open source and all that, so you can have a look at what we've done already in terms of code. There's a inventory half going. You can't equip anything yet. Then there's a few other things too. Oh, actually the inventory system's gonna be really big. So you're gonna have to set up sword equipping and all that too. I might have to make that a separate service for that. Weapon service? That could work. Yeah, weapon service, and I can register weapons and then unregister when I unequip them. I reckon that's a thing I can do. Let me put that in here. Programming. Oh, that's combat system. Okay. Combat / weapon system. That's why I didn't recognize it in my memory, because it was called combat. Actually, we can probably do trees tomorrow too. Start putting them in. That was fairly easy. Let's go around in a circle here. Yeah, that's fine. Gatherable trees. Yes. Actually, I don't even know what type of trees I want to put in this game. Never thought about that. Let's go terrain, material colors, grass. Like that. Grounds, I'll make darker. Mud most definitely needs to be darker. I'll get this damp. Spot arts. It's not even for this game spot. It's for the Supreme Beings one. I thought you forget that you were banned. Holy moly, you still remember? I need darken the rock color too. Rock. Yeah, that looks nice. Always love the live. Would be awesome with procedural trees. Oh, procedural trees. Okay, yeah. That'd be pretty cool to make. Actually, that would be pretty cool because you would have a starting node. You can always have it so like the first branch goes at some angle, 5 degrees either side. And it has a random chance of splitting, or actually it has a random chance of bending. Bending at a slight angle. No, not like that. There we go. Something like that. Some number of branches. Although they're going to be pointing more upwards rather than, you know, that sort of stuff. Oh my god, we're back with this. Yay! Love Face is a bot that loves to spam. And for some reason, Zab is here. We are, well, right now just changing the train colors. I think that looks alright though for now. And then we're gonna be finishing the inventory system because we need to still do viewports, icons, and all that. But my brother invited me to play SCP, so I might not be here for much longer. So I'm also going to start streaming later. And, actually, put block list there. And then, yeah, so I'll be streaming later also to continue on the rest. But pretty much, I'm looking to get those done, and I'll put swap buttons underneath here because we won't need that straight away. So viewports, icons, that's super easy. I can do that right now. Let's go back to the inventory. So pretty much it's just if item config.viewport then else if dot icon then. Now let's have a look at the config for those items. So model, this can be a string or a reference. So if if model, or should I have it so if there is an icon, also if model then. So icon will override then. There we go. So pretty much if there's an icon set, it will focus on the icon only. So that's really easy. It's just frame.viewport.visible equals false. Frame.icon.image equals itemconfig.image. Maybe I should have it if it's a string or a table. String or table. Do I have that set properties here? I do. No wait, no, that wouldn't work. If type of... No, I'll make it so it's a... I'll just make it so it's a string. That'd be easier. Otherwise, if there is no icon, but there is a model, if type of item config is equal to instance, then, or is equal to string, then, so let's do local target model equals that. If it's a string, then target model equals replicated. I need replicated assets. Local replicated assets equals replicated storage wait for child assets. Let's make a folder. Let's name this in here models. So replicated assets dot models find first child the target model. If type of target model is equal to instance, then we want to set up the viewport. And then we can have like viewport settings. I'll put that in here, module.viewport settings. So we can have camera C-frame, model C-frame. So this one would be by default vector3.new 0, 0, -4, pointing at vector3.new 0, 0, 0, and model C-frames just that. I believe that's the normal one, so we can just set that to what setting is 1. And then we can do so we have our local utility here. We've got GUI utility. We're going to do function module setup viewport. And we want the viewport frame. We want the model. And we want any properties. So let's just set this up. So we want local modules dot GUI utility. So for this framework, you don't have to say local modules dot utility dot GUI utility. You just say local modules dot GUI utility. So remember that from last stream. And then we can run the function. And we'll have that return the model and camera. And then we can do frame.viewport there. Actually, we need to do frame.icon.visible equals true. And here we need to do that equals false. Don't forget them. And set the frame to true. So make sure the icon's invisible and the viewport's visible. Then we can set up the model. So target model is a model, and then properties would be settings. So item data dot viewport setting. Settings. There we go. So actually we do viewport settings. And then let's have a variable here, local default viewport settings. I'll just do, actually we'll just do this one here. That's for any model that doesn't have any settings. So viewport settings equals viewport settings or default viewport settings. So that's saying if this is nil, set it to default viewport settings. And then we can do local camera equals viewport frame find first child of class camera. If there's no camera, we want to create a camera. We want to do camera dot parent equals the viewport frame, and then viewport frame dot current camera equals camera. Now obviously I'm typing this from memory. Some of you may not know the properties from memory. So like if I put dot here, it doesn't know that this is actually a viewport frame. We just named it that. And let's say you want to know what the properties are. Well, if you use lua you can actually set it as a viewport frame type. And that will get all the properties and functions of that class. And it will show you all the properties and functions. So we've got all, and events, sorry, too. So then we can have a look. You know, there's a couple of things here. So it's like viewport frames are a GUI object, but also it supports web routes. And there's also a current camera here, which is what I'm editing here. And that's what we can see there. And then we can do this one. You should technically do instance, but for this case, we know it's a model, so we're going to do model. And then this one can be a table with a question mark. Now that question mark just means it may be a thing or it may not be a thing. You don't know. If you do want this to work actually, if I try set this to strict, which enables the thing here. Camera dot parent equals viewport frame. Yeah, you can see it's fun. Camera dot parent. Why is that expecting your table? Whatever. But yeah, you can see all the properties and all that with it, but if you set up strict mode, it's gonna be really fun to play with. But we won't need that. Just in case you want to have a look. But we do know that that has a current camera and we're setting that to the camera. Also, we need to set the camera type to enum.camera type.scriptable. So that way we can set the C-frame manually. And then down here, let's return the model and the camera. So we'll do... so set up the camera first. And we do local viewport model equals viewport frame, find first child, model.name. And we'll just swap that to viewport model. If not viewport model, then viewport model equals model clone. So I'm going to rename model to base model. So that way we remember we have to clone that. And then that's the viewport model. We're going to set primary part C-frame to the viewport settings dot, this is model C-frame. And we also need this line for the camera C-frame. So camera dot C-frame equals viewport settings dot camera C-frame. So that's up here and also in the settings here. There we go. Oh my god, another one. Oh, let me just deal with fucking loser. There we go. Alright. Hopefully that stops them. Now let's see. When you set the viewport model parent to the viewport frame. There we go. So camera, the model, and then returns the viewport model and camera. And then I don't think we need to do anything here, so we're actually just going to keep this here, just in case. But there we go. And now that supports viewport models if we do want that. So if we put this inside model here, so that's saying the model name is wooden sword. So this will work for the viewport and our tool equipping system. So we need to make sure it matches. So now we need a wooden sword. For this case, I'm just gonna... I'm lazy, so I'm just gonna grab it from the toolbox. For this one, we're just gonna make it a model. So our combat system will be model-based rather than using tools. So we can have custom animations and our state machines will work for animations. Oh, actually, it did break. Hold on. Let me just go over to the different chats. Yeah, I did UI, yeah. Restreamer keeps breaking, it's really annoying. Yeah, okay, there we go. All caught up. So if we have like this wooden sword, it has a mesh inside, but we want a mesh part for the model. So I'm going to insert a new object, which is a mesh part. We're going to grab this mesh outside of it and put it inside the mesh part. Oh, what's this? Oh, I got sound disabled for studio, but we don't need the scripts or anything. We'll rescript it. Let's call this handle. And we're going to copy and paste the mesh ID and the texture ID. So when you put the mesh ID, it'll resize that mesh part to match the mesh. And hopefully it doesn't take ages doing this. Texture ID. There we go. You get rid of that mesh now. Now this is actually a really small sword. Flim Flam, I'm not in Rodev VC now. I'm gonna find a different sword. How big is this one? Right now I'm just getting some viewport models so we can test our viewport frame. Actually, I can just resize that. Where's that dummy? We had a dummy in the game, didn't we? So here we're doing a RPG series. Right now I'm just setting up a model so we can test our inventory viewports with it. But yeah, if you have a look on the YouTube channel, you'll see there was a couple previous streams of us working on it. That's pretty big for a sword, that'd be alright. I'm gonna turn off Can Collide for this. Can touch, can stay true. Fidelity, I want it to be let's have a look at fidelity. Yeah, that should be alright. I'll put it as whole. So that's a plugin there if you want that mesh optimization tools, if you want this decomposition showing. So right now we can't actually test it properly because we don't have any meshes or any objects we can actually look at. But once we start doing, like, bring in mesh parts and all that, we can optimize the physics for them, the physics collision, and that can improve performance quite a bit. I'll have to show you a separate game where I actually improve performance by a lot, just by changing them from default to, like, hull, precision, or box. So here we've got our wooden sword. We need to make sure the name matches, and also we need to set the primary part, which is why I named it handle. Chuck that in wooden sword. This dummy, I'm going to throw a couple dummies around, just so I know the scale of things. Like that. Yeah, that's a huge river there. And that's a big boss area. Gotta love that. Alright. Also, let's put them inside a folder. Scale dummies. Chuck them all in there. Alright. So now we've got our wooden sword in there. If we actually play now, we should see the viewports working. And there's no errors. Classes folder. So I have my own signal class that's going to go in there. I have a state machine which I use from GitHub. I'm going to put that in there, and that state machine is going to be used for animations. So signal is going to act like a bindable event, but all table based. I'm going to have, I don't know about a timer, but I'll add it in there anyways. But yeah, it's pretty much anything that I need for it to be a standalone object and have events and all that lot. So if we have a look at our window here, let's go into the interface. We have a wooden sword at 000 and we've got a camera. Now, it doesn't seem like the camera is working, so let's do in the command bar here. So if you want the command bar, go command bar at the view tab here. Game get server selection get 1. So that's saying when you do game get server selection get, that means get a table of all selected items in order that you selected them. So in this case, if I select these two cameras in the first index, since that's the first item I picked, wooden swords in the second. So here, this means only camera is in the table, so that's number index 1. And then, actually there's wooden sword there. We just need to play around with the C-frame till we get it. So here we're going to do C-frame.new. So I'm going to change the camera C-frame to whatever we want. And we pretty much just want to figure out what way the sword works best. In this case, actually, we should probably rotate the sword rather than the camera a bunch. So if we go back, so it's on the X4, so we'll leave it at that. So X4, the model C-frame is the one we want to change, where we want to rotate that C-frame using C-frame.angles. So now if we go back, when you use C-frame.angles, it's in radians, which is like circular motion, but we can actually convert degrees to radians automatically, so we don't actually have to try figure out it in radians. So if we have a look at the sword here, let's just go all the way back into the inventory frame here. So let's select the sword. Since it's a model and we have a primary part, we can use set primary part C-frame. So the normal C-frame, C-frame.new, so that's not going to change it. Oh, won't change it. But if we do times C-frame.angles, let's try math.rad90. So that's converting 90 degrees to radians, 0, 0. So on the X, we rotate 90 degrees. Didn't work. Let's try the other way, and that worked. So now we got our rotation that we need to do. Let's also check. Oh, sorry, yeah, that's got us. We need to move the camera back a little bit more. Wait, Spook, I didn't hear where you're putting it in. Oh, so what are you putting in it? So I'm doing a state machine for animations, and I'm doing my own signal class. Actually, I should use Brez's signal class, but a signal class so that way it acts like a bindable event, but it's all table based. And there we go. Let's go back, multiply that. And we just need to move it back slightly, so that means the camera needs to be moved further away. So if we open the inventory now, oh, looks like it didn't rotate. Let me have a look. Let me try rotate that. Oh, weird. Let's go back. Oh, did I pass in? Yeah, I did pass in that, didn't I? Viewport settings equals module.viewport settings 1. That's this one. Let's print the item data here. Actually, item data dot viewport settings. And we'll see what's being passed through. Yeah, so it should be setting the model C-frame there. So let's have a look. Oh, I need to quickly do something. Give me a second. There we are, saved. Alright, so if we have a look now, it says nil. So apparently cannot find the viewport settings we're passing through. So let's have a look at that line again. Item data.viewport settings. So I did the wrong one. I did item data or then item config. So let's fix that, and that should work now. Waiting for interface. Now if we have a look at the GUI again, there we go. And then we just need to, looks like we have to rotate it again. Oh, I changed the camera angle, didn't I? That's probably why. Well, no, it's not. Let's go map.rad 90. That one actually we can do 45. Map.rad 90. Or maybe not that way. Oops. Why is that one so off? Yeah, so 90, what is it that way? Okay, there we go. And then we can actually times it again by another cframe.angles. And we can do map.rad 45. That way, once it's in this position, we then angle it like that. And then we can say like 0.25. Actually, let's do 0.35. No, 0.5. Yep. So we'll just copy this whole line here. We'll stop the game. Yeah, I'm still alive. Yeah, hyper. I think my brother forgot to DM me. I'm gonna DM him in a minute. I'm just gonna get the viewports working. Let me do that. So we're gonna move it up by half a stud. So technically we should actually do it here. Wait, no, it'll be minus half here. Get rid of that. And actually, can I set that? Let me try, see if I can just... Yeah, okay, I can. So since we're just doing cframe.new 000, we don't even need that. We can just rotate it like that. And we can bring this a little bit closer, so let's do like half a stud. There we go. And also while we're here, what I'm going to do is change the rarities for that sword into another table. And have it like this. Module rarities 1. And then item description changes for each item, so that's fine. The model's changing, the icon's changing, types are changing. There we go. No, my brother doesn't. Here, so we're gonna play a multiplayer version of SCP Secret Lab, Containment Breach. No, I DM'd them. But yeah, that's the viewport's done. So if we play that again, we can actually jump on here and get rid of that now from the that there. So now if we have a look, the wooden sword's there. And if we have an icon, the icon will be fine. Let me just change equip button. Well, I've been scripting since like 2015, so. And I've been in and out. I went away from Roblox for 8 months in 2017, I think it was, or 2018 to play Minecraft Factions. Then I had another 4 months break in 2019. And then, like, fucking, my skill skyrocketed from then. And oh my god, I swore again. Change equip button text. Yep, we can do that one. Let's go. Where could we do this? Let's do it in here. Let's do function module get button label from types. From item types. Item types table. So here we can do How, well, tool would be like a fishing rod. I don't even know how I want to do this. Well, if we have as a melee, and let's actually change that from type to types. I don't want any of them. Come on, where's these scripts? Nope. I need to hide the plugin service. It's actually quite annoying having it there. Right, there we go. Oh, it's only there. Did it really freeze when I closed that? Type is melee. Well, I want to have it so you can equip it as like a tool with... I don't know what to put for that. Equipable. Or tags. Equals equipable. Or equipable equals a table of slots, which is left hand, right hand. And we can have type equals weapon. Or sword. Weapon. Type equals weapon equals sword. Or melee. Like that. Oh no, I'm just gonna... Tags, weapon... Actually, I should just put it under tags. That's probably the best spot for it. Next. Oh, sound camera. Tag. So it's a weapon, which is a melee. It's equipable in the left and right hand. I think that's a good idea. So that should be item tags table. Get one label from item tags. Let's actually get rid of that now. I won't need that. So on selected, so on the selected, we want to update selected. So that updates the description, title, that, and then we want to do this one, which does inventory frame.info.button.label.text equals get button text from item tags. And we have a look inside inventory info, the button, we've got the label which says equip. So we want to do here selected config.tags. So pass in that items tags, which is this table. I'll return blank. Actually, let's do local equip text or button text equals that if button text. Actually, if it's visible, then set it. And here we can set the visible to button text does not equal to empty text. So only if there is a set type for it, or set label for that particular type of item, will it be visible. They can actually equip it. Right. So now we do if item tags table dot equipable, then return equip. Else if item tags consumable, then use. No, I'll put consume. And I'll put use. Hey, hot dog. What if I put, weapon? Let's do base text. If item tags dot weapon. So if it's a weapon, then we add on to the string and put weapon. So equip weapon. Now, yes, we can use like string patterns and all that, but that just makes it way more complicated than it needs to be. It'll be too hard to understand later on. And here we can also do the same thing. Something like that. And we've got ourselves a system there. So now, actually if I have two items in here, let's copy that, paste that. Let's do our red potion. It's not that, it's only consumable. So that's going to be an identifier for the potion script or potion function. This is not that. Let's get rid of that. So, no, that's only if it's equipable. We want that. If it's consumable, then use. Actually, let's put that inside there and put type equals potion, ID equals that. So if tags are consumable, item tags dot consumable dot type is equal to potion, then we add on use potion, or you put potion on the end of use. And then we got actually so actually here we can leave this false. I'm gonna put for now I'm gonna just put objects asset ID : / 0. That's no image. Viewport settings, we don't actually need that anymore. So actually I'm gonna delete that. Actually I'll make that false. So this is test potion, basic test potion. It's a common. And let's jump to the data script. Let's give the player the red potion 3. So give ourselves 3 red potions. Actually, I had a better idea for that stacking mechanism. What if we make it so any tools cannot be stacked, but anything like potions and all that can be stacked? And stacked to an infinite amount at that. So if I run over to here, give player item from ID, red potion. So create item stack. So let's do function module find item in inventory by ID, inventory table, item ID. Let's do it for index, inventory data, item data. In IPAS, inventory table do if inventory item data dot ID is that item ID, then return that item table with the index, otherwise return nil. Then we can do local item inventory item underscore, so we actually won't need the index for this one. We'll pass in the inventory table from the player's profile if there is the inventory item, else. So if there's an inventory item, we'll just do inventory item dot quantity plus equals quantity or 1. And as a matter of fact, since we're doing that now, let's do up at the top here, quantity equals quantity or 1. Let's split this up. There we go. So if there is already an existing item with the same item ID, add it. Oh, and actually we need to get the config for the item. Local item config equals, we need to get the replicated stuff now. Require replicated storage with on modules. Local shared, actually I'll just put local settings equals replicated modules dot settings. So settings, get item config, the item ID. So if there is an existing item and it's stackable, actually I'll just put that in there. So actually we can run up here now and do stackable equals true, stackable equals false. And then that way we know what's stackable and what isn't. So swords cannot be stacked, so we'll just create a new one every time. Normal items like, or actually items like the red potion can be stacked, so they'll just be stacked. Then that way we don't have to worry about like... Actually, should we have infinite inventory space in? I think we already have that, don't we? I think we do. Oh well. Thankfully. Yeah, so... now that's done. Everything looks good, we can close that. So actually, if we play the game, we should max stack. See, I was thinking that, but... Nah. Because if we do that, we're going to add a dragging mechanic in our inventory, and that's just going to make it way more complex. Like, that's over the top complex. But there we go. We've got red potion, and we'll get the item. And see here, it says use potion, and then this one says equip weapon. So, we know the difference works. Actually, no, I'll add it. Stackable equals false, stackable equals true. Let's do max stack, or max quantity equals 10 equals 1. And then here, inside the inventory service, Max quantity. So let's just do this up here. If not item config, then 1 no item config for item ID, return, profile return. So we're reading a certain amount of things. So instead of doing it like this now, we don't need this function anymore because we have to loop through every single inventory item. In iPairs, player profile, inventory, do if that quantity, so actually if that ID is matching and that quantity, how would I do this? Local available room equals the max amount in the config minus config dot max quantity minus the current quantity inside the inventory. So let's say the max is 30 and you got 16 in your inventory. That means there's 14 more possible possible items allowed. And then we can say if actually we need to do that here. So if it's the same ID, if available room is larger than 0, then we want to do inventory item data dot quantity plus actually plus equals math dot clamp. Actually, let's do the local amount equals math dot clamp quantity. Let's do quantity to the math dot clamp. So quantity. So it must be from 1 to max quantity. Is that right? Yeah. Oh, available room, sorry. So plus equals that amount. And then we do quantity minus equals that amount. There we go. So this says... okay, it's another one. Yay. So local amount. So let's do this step by step. So let's go to paint again. Gotta love paint. So let's say max is, so we got a potion. Max is 30. And right now we have we've got 7. So that means we've got 23 room. So let's say we're not +5. Right here we're doing quantity from 1 to the available room. So that way if it's like 30, it will only become 23. So that's the maximum, then there's be leftover quantity left. But if it's less or equal to, it will add it to the amount and it will subtract it from the available quantity. Also, let's get that. So now that we've done that, that pretty much will cycle through all items. And if there's any quantity left, so if quantity is larger than 0, we want to just add it with the not quite. We need to actually do while quantity is larger than 0, do. We want to do that. Local amount equals item config dot max quantity. we want to do quantity minus equals amount, so that's afterwards, and we want to also do that in there. So now what we're doing here is, we're going to say, with all the leftover quantity we've got, so let's say we give the player 500 of something. We need to keep going until there's no items available left, because all of them have been split into inventory items. So now, let's have a look. So quantity from 1 to the max quantity, which can be like 16 for example. So let's have a look at that. So let's say we do plus 500. The max is 16. So we're going to keep subtracting 16 from 500. Once, twice, third, dot, 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 until... So it'll do it 31 times, and then there'll be 0.25, or a quarter of 16 left, which is 4. So there'll be 4 left over for the final one, which means that final item will only have 4 out of 16 slots taken, while all these other ones here have the maximum quantity taken. So that means we've got 31 items, or 31 stacks of 16, plus a stack of 4 of that particular item. So now that we've got that, we don't actually have to worry about this bottom bit. And that's just going to create all the stacks for us that we need. So that's going to be really nice. Oh, that's just a backup there. But here's another thing. If we run the stack directly, we can bypass this limit here that we've done. So that's just another thing to note. But there we go. And then if we want like a function to sort the stacks, you pretty much just do the same thing here, except you add up every single item, then you run these 2 loops again. Actually, not even that, you don't even need to run this loop. So you just run this loop, get the total amount of items while removing them from the inventory. And then you run this final loop, which creates all the new item stacks. And it will be perfectly sorted into equals. Actually, there is a different way of doing it too, but... Company Pet Fly. Yeah, Malik, so it would be easy to make 512, but what I'm saying is, if it's a number such as that, where it's got an uneven division, we need to make sure that it can actually make a correct stack amount. So like, let's say there's, as I said before, there's 4 left over from the, I don't know, 31 stacks of 16. That 4 needs to be put in a brand new stack, but only with 4 and not 16. So right here we've got 3 of them there, and then there's this one. But if we have a look inside inventory here, the quantity here is 3. And I believe the max stack... Actually, I can show you. I can show you how it... So max stack's 10. So let's say we put 326, right? That means there should be 1 stack with 6, and then the rest with, you know, whatever, 10. 32 stacks. So, let's jump to data service. Let's do... where is it? Right here. So let's say we give ourselves... Actually, let's not. Let's do like 76. So, from what we know, there's max stacks of 10. So there should be 7 stacks plus 1 stack of 6. Now if we do that... Hey Dax. We're doing stacking, which is great. I should probably make a utility function for this, but whatever. Is this gonna load? Bruh. Oh no. Well, we're back at it again. Yeah, that wasn't on the hacking plan, but that's whatever. Actually, we got this change equip button text working now. Let's get rid of that. So we just need this debug info, which is like super easy to set up. Let's try that again. Actually, it's probably running a infinite loop. That's probably what's happening here. What do you plan on doing sanity check-wise? So I definitely will be using type of to check the types of arguments passed to the server. I'll show you what I'm doing in a minute with a job system I do, which is you send a table to the server, you have a job, which specifies what type of job that remote's going to do, and then pretty much the other script on the server will check if the job matches with one of its if statements. If it does, it will run the code checking all the arguments as it goes. Hey, text. But right now, I'm just trying to get this thing to work. There we go. Yeah, so we got 76 red potions. And once our data loads, when it decides to, you know, load my character anytime, we should see there's 7 stacks of 10 and then 1 stack of 6 in terms of red potion. And let's have a look here. We've got from 4 to 10, that's 6 stacks plus 1 stack of 6. Is that right? From 4 to 10, that's 6. 1 stack there. 66. Did I miss a stack? I think I might have missed a stack. Stack of 10. How many did I give? 76. Alright, we missed a stack. Let's have a look at the code real quick. Why it's larger than 0? Oh no, that's correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, that's playing mind games there. Actually, it's easier to have a look here. So from 4. Yeah, 7. I don't know, Dax. I tried to save them in plugins, it wasn't that. I've tried doing it in different places. It still does it. I just don't know what it is. And that 11th is the 6 stack. But yeah, our stacking system works. And also if we go inventory, you'll see all the different stacks there. Now what we can do next, while we're here, is... I don't think my brother's gonna actually invite me, but... let's see. Inventory. Let's put this frame inside here. I'm going to add a new label, which is going to be times... Let's just put times 1. And it's going to be up in the top right here. And we're going to name this quantity. One out of 10, maybe? Yeah. We'll do something like that. And then if we go inventory, so let's chuck this back inside the UI assets. So update selected. Let's do, if it's a frame or text label, make it invisible. Oh, we need to do it down here. So here we've got frame. So we don't want it inside where we create the frame. Oh snap, I just realized we're still doing this wrong. So I was blinded when I didn't see this. We're still doing this wrong because every time we update our data, it's going to create a new frame for that inventory item. So what we want to do is actually do function module setup inventory frame. And then we're going to cut all of this, all of that, into here. And as you can see, we need item data, we need item config, we need the index, and that's all good. Let's do local frame equals that. Now, anything that's meant to be updated on the spot, we need, which is nothing anyways, so that's fine. Let's return frame. Now, this is going to create it still every time. I made the UI text. So this is going to create the frame every time. So let's do local frame equals inventory frame dot inventory. Find first child item data dot uuid. And then we can say if not frame, then we do all of that. So that's pretty much creating the frame, and we're out here, we're just going to return the frame if we cannot find it. Alright, if we cannot find the frame, we create a new frame, then we return it. Otherwise, if there is an existing frame, we return it. Now also note we're using the UUID here, so make sure that frame.name is matching, which in our case it is. And we can go back to this update inventory now. So now this is definitely going to be a template inventory frame. And we can do this frame dot quantity dot text equals, and here's actually something else we're going to do. If item config dot max quantity is equal to 1, then else. Oh, that's supposed to be Q, U. So let's say the max quantity is 1. That means we don't actually need this to be visible. So what we can do is actually set that to false. And we're going to move this up here into our statement over here. And then we can say if frame.quantity.visible then equals item data dot quantity dot dot slash dot dot item config dot max quantity. And there we go. That's done. So pretty much when our data updates, it's going to tell this update function to edit the quantity text in these labels, or edit this quantity label and change the text to match the new item value or new item quantity. Obviously, if it hasn't changed quantity, it will stay the same. But there we go. So now this is actually going to update every time. And we don't create frames every time there's a update. Alright. Another thing we need to do is... Actually, is this... Yep, so another thing we need to do is... When we destroy a frame here, we need to check if the selected data is that frame. So if selected frame is equal to frame, then selected frame equals nil, selected data equals nil. And then we can just destroy it. And that's going to pretty much reset the update selected. And we're done. We can hide this back now. And we can play it again. Hey, Saucy. Sweet. Yeah, Dax, I reckon it was just my internet. I don't know. That's the only explanation I can really give. Because when I'm not streaming, it's almost pretty much instant. But when I'm streaming, it's not pretty much instant. Also, I need to change this back from 76. I'll give myself like 11 maybe. I'll give myself 1 sword. Actually, I'll give myself 2 swords. We'll do dual wielding. That'd be pretty cool. My up and down? Oh boy. Are you sure you want to know? Oh, where's the stats? Oh, actually, it's not that bad. But my internet speed is quite horrible. It's like it can go from 1 megabyte per second to like maximum 3 or 4. Yeah. Yeah, it's at 3.3 megabytes right now. But there we go. As you can see, we can actually see the quantity labels now. So the Maxwell can only stack once, so that's why it's not there. But these ones can stack more than once, and we can see them all there. Yeah, yeah, exactly, yeah. That's why I kind of want to do it. And we're going to create the animations for them too, so. I'm in the middle of Australia, that's why. And actually, if we have a look here, you can still see that the wooden sword and red potion, that's the ID. That's not actually the display. So we need to change that. So if we run back up here to the title.txt, we can run the... Where is it? Where'd it go? Up here. We can run the set properties inside here. And because there's a title label, it will work. So now if we do item config.display in the frame, that should set the title to the color and text. There we go. So you can see we've got all our things there. It's actually stacking properly, which is great. We're splitting the stacks properly. And if we have a look here... Oh, looks like we need to go back and check something. Looks like it might have errored. Oh, no, it looks like we're waiting again. Yeah, so right now it's chilling at low 3 megabytes per second. Which I guess means OBS is running at that speed and it requires that speed. Oh no, it's at 4 kilobytes, 3500. Oh, it's coming back. Yeah, see, it's running past deadline. I just don't know what the problem is. Actually, it doesn't even have a display. It does. Title. That's interesting if that's erroring. Why would it do that? Oh, unless data didn't load yet. That's probably why. Let's save that. Always keep a local backup and a cloud backup. In case you get kicked out of Roblox for some reason when you upload an asset, for example. Alright, there we go. I'm just going to quickly reset Studio. Alright, there we go. Are you giving everything GUIDs or just equipment unique items? It's just the equipment and unique items inside the inventory. I'll also need it for spells when we allow players to have their own spells. Actually, that was another thing I got asked about. I was requested to make it so your spell system, or the spell system in the game, allows you to like manipulate the spells with like sort of like your own magic witchcraft sort of stuff. So then you can specify how that spell works. So obviously that will need a unique identifier. I believe even my boosters, no, the boosters don't, they just have their own tables. But mainly the unique identifiers for inventory items, so that way it can be equipped and unequipped by that unique identifier. But yeah. There we go. If we go Yeah, let me actually just have a look. I think I might have changed something. What is going on? Yeah, there it is. Index nil with is a 23. Inventory, line 85. Is a frame item config dot display. Line 23 of utility. Oh. If target and it's a frame. So that's saying if that target UI object is existent and it's a frame, look inside that frame. Otherwise, just continue. My bad for that. Let's also jump to our hack and plan and just run down some magic system. Potentially make it so you can edit how the spell works. Spell works. Advanced system. Setup. Let me just put that there. Alright, so now if we have a look, I believe that should have fixed it. Yep. Fixed it. There we go. And you can see use potion, use or equip weapon. And it says test item and test potion now, which is the display title text we set. Yeah, so I wasn't sure about enchantments for this one. I can still add them, but at first I wasn't sure. But we can do enchantments later if we do want to add them. It's just adding another table in that inventory service, create item stack data. Although at this point we should probably actually I can just make a reconcile function, which just means add any missing tables or anything inside it. But so like for example, if there's any old data without the enchantment table or like enchants in here or attributes, we can have a separate function that will add that table in there and anything that's missing. Hey Lucas Max. Alright, so let's have a look at inventory. We need equipping, unequipping, debug info. So this one's where we can actually start the remote. So here we can do local inventory equip, unequip function, which will be replicated modules dot remote service get remote equip remote. Actually, we'll just do equip function remote function false. Actually, do we need a function? I think an event would be better, wouldn't it? No, because we need to set up state machines and all that later too, so let's do that. Down here we can do .on server invoke equals function. We'll have the local player and we'll have a data table. Here at the bottom we'll return nil in case it doesn't go through. And for now let's just print local player data. Let's copy this. Alright, back. You live on YouTube. No, I don't. Shh. For enchantments, I'm planning on making tables, showing it on the item, and modifying config in a module script. Yeah, okay, yep. Attributes for spawn is other stuff. So Minecraft. Nah. Minecraft stuff. Yeah, that's also something I did think of too. Let's put the remote above systems container, and we can invoke server when we run. Actually, let's do down here inventory frame dot info dot button activated connect function if selected data, then invoke server job equals let's actually make this a variable, like button. Let's do equip. And what could this be? Local equip use button. We can do equip use button dot label dot text. So we'll get the label text. So it'll say like equip weapon, use potion. Actually, in that case, I should just split the string. Split equals string dot split that by a space, and we'll get split first index. So that's equip, use, whatever else. Let me actually I'll put that in the hacking plan. I'll just put under ideas. Once hacking plan, you know, loads. There we go. Oh, this will be enchants. I'll just put that in quotation marks too. Let me just put you in there. Look, somebody's in there. Oh, okay. Gives gathering skinning a useful economy of magic potions. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah. This is subject to change. There we go. Yeah, so let's continue with this. So that's equip, use, and then we'll pass in the ID. Actually, we need the unique identifier for this one. Whoops. And that's our data there. So our job will either be equip or use in this case. And on the server, we'll have our own if statements for here. So if data.job is equal to use, then also if data.job is equal to equip, then and we can also do local item data equals actually did I make a function inside here for that? No, I didn't. Alright. Function module get item from inventory by GUID. So inventory UID. We can just do a simple for loop for inventory item data in IPES inventory item data or IPES inventory do if that unique identifier is equal to that unique identifier, return that with the index, return nil. So just look through the inventory for that specific unique identifier. If it can find it, return it, otherwise return nil. So that would be equals systems container data service get player profile local player. If not profile, then return nil. Profile dot data dot inventory data dot unique identifier print use item data equip Item data. And then we can get all the configs and all that. So now we can actually test this, because it's going to work. If it doesn't error, that is. Also, while we're waiting, let's get the hacking plan open, and we'll cross that off the list. Let's get our inventory GUI. We shall clear that one out. And the sort buttons I'm not going to do now. I'm going to keep them till later once we actually get some tags set up. So that leaves the hotbar, viewport icons, debug. That will have to be later. So actually I might keep that hotbar till after combat systems are there. Also, we need consumables system. Like that. So tomorrow we have actually got quite a few things to do there. And then we'll be onto the combat. If you're referring to attributes like in here, I probably won't touch them at all. I myself don't use attributes at all, and rarely collection service tags. And we have a look. If we press that, get player profile, so we need to fix that. But as you can see, it does actually trigger the remote. We'll get our job use, unique identifier. And if we click this one, equip, unique identifier. So it is working, we just need to fix the error. Which is really simple. Once this loads. System container data service. And actually I just need to make sure that that is correct. Yeah, it is. Okay, good. And actually, I might as well just move that into here. There we go. So I might as well just do use data. Local player, comma, use, equip, asking to equip, or asking to toggle, asking to use, and actually if we go back here now, we can actually change this to consume. I prefer consume over use. Actually, no, use is probably more generic. Consume potion. I'm just going to change it to that. So use. Asking to use or consume. I'll see if data.job is equal to... Actually, if data.job is equal to consume or data.job is equal to use. There we go. So that's our universal for both of them. Yeah, I see what I mean, yeah. Only using to define spawners entities, yeah. Actually, have they made it so it supports tables yet? No. Yay. I guess you could probably just give it like an... You change it to string and then just give it like an ID. And then in that ID, you just put whatever there. But yeah. I don't know, I just think it's way too hidden. Like, I need something that's visible to me. Like, collection service tags, there's an actual plugin that will show you what's tagged what. And if you... Actually, not even that. Like, if you pre-tag something, it probably won't be able to find it. Unless it loops through all descendants. But, if there's something for attributes like that, that's going to be nice. But from what I've seen, there isn't. Like a get all attributes with certain tag. Which is annoying. Actually, is there? Let's see. Yeah, get attribute change signal, that's not the only thing. Actually, packages could be nice. Yeah. So if I use that, Spook asking to consume. Spook is asking to toggle, but we want to change that to equip. So let's do that real quick. Yeah, I mean, like, is there a function that will globally get every single attribute inside the game and return all of them inside a table? And then is there another one where you can get all instances with a certain attribute? Is there any global functions like that rather than a specific instance function? Because it's the same in collection service. You can't get every single object with a certain tag. Oh no, yes you can. But you can't... What was it? I remember something about it that you couldn't do. Oh, you couldn't see what tags were there. That was the problem. So if you knew that the tag was on a bunch of objects, you could get that specific tag. But if you don't know what tags are available, you can't check it in any way. So if someone's tagged an object, you won't know what that tag is. Unless you specifically get tags on that specific instance. There's no way to, you know, get one table which has every single tag that's available in the game. Which is probably for a thing there, but yeah. That's my point there. Oh my god, my voice. Alright. I reckon that's pretty good for the stream. 2 hours, 4 minutes. I might stream later again, and I'll be doing the intro GUI. And then that way we can work on... Well, it depends how I feel on Monday. But... yeah, Dax, exactly, yeah. Once you see how limited it is, it's kind of sucks. The tags and attributes can be very limiting, depending on your use case. Thanks, Lucas. Yeah, there's still quite a bit to do, though. When you set up, like, a forest zone, when you put trees, plants, when you make this underground spider den maze, get that going. We need this underground river. We need to set up the castle walls, the town. So, yeah, there's quite a bit. And then obviously all the scripting. There's a couple ideas we could do too, like the donkey quest. I'm gonna actually put that in there. That's gonna go in there. They can stay planned. Stream 3, let's copy that. More terrain work. Finishing inventory UI. Okay, Lucas. Alright, see you, Dax. Wait, is that? Stream 3. Is that gonna update? Oh, we did started inventory UI. Why is it not updating? That's weird. But yeah, hopefully you've learned a bit from the stream on like how I set up inventories, that sort of stuff. If you do have any ideas, just either message me on Discord or put it in the server. Let me actually show the server here. So I do have the Discord server. I believe it's in the descriptions. Hope so. If not, there's a link. But there's a game-related suggestions here. Just chuck it in here. I'm gonna be manually verifying everyone. Oh shit, I didn't think. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. But yeah, chuck it in there. Just say like RPG series, and then blah blah, you know, that sort of thing. And I'll add it to the list there. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed the stream. I shall see you later if I'm streaming again, or tomorrow. If I'm streaming, because I might be tired, but we'll see.